Hey, it is Trey, and welcome back to my little corner of the internet. It's little Trey here to welcome you to a Gluebook and Chat. Let me tell you what happened yesterday. So I went to film a video yesterday, and I actually cut out all this stuff. And I looked up at my video and I realized it wasn't counting and it had stopped at about 10 minutes in. And I went back and looked, and Willow had jumped up on the desk and my mouse was right here and it was hovering over the stop button. So she had stopped me and I didn't know it. So today I have moved the mouse. Willow is actually outside right now, so she is not a threat. So let's get started and then I'll tell you more all about that. So let's start with the Serena and Lily. How's that? But I had a visitors thing from the Outer Banks. And I was talking about the Outer Banks and even the TV show Outer Banks. I hate that y'all missed that. Oh, I am snotty today, so you're going to have to listen to me probably sneeze. I'm getting ready to sneeze here in a second. Need to work on this book a little bit. It's getting a little stiff. I can't tell if these pages are... No, it's not glued together. So I told you yesterday all about that I was sorry that I had... Oh, no. There it goes. That I was sorry that I had been missing in action and that life had gotten in the way. So yeah, I just had a lot of stuff going on last week. I had doctor's appointments. I went to the dentist. I got fitted for my final bridge. And they had to do an extraction that did not go well. It is never good when the dentist looks at you while he's midway through pulling out your tooth. And he says, "Are you on any kind of pain management?" I was like, "No." Then a few minutes later, he's like, "Can you tolerate codeine?" Crap. Like, yes. I don't like codeine. Codeine gives me a headache. I think I want to use this. Get back in frame. I've also been trying to prepare for our cruise, and I also have a competition on Saturday, and I got a new dance bag. Well, I mean, it's a suitcase. I'm making it into a dance bag. So I'd been looking for a hard shell suitcase, and I found one at Carm for about 20 bucks. It's an Amazon Basic. It's a little bit bigger than I wanted, but it'll do. I'm kind of glad now for the bigger size, even though at first I wasn't. But now I'm kind of like, I'm kind of digging this bigger size. So, because what I can do is when we're out of town, I can just pack one bag rather than packing a suitcase and a dance bag. I can just put everything in one bag. And then speaking of putting everything in one bag, Jeremy, this morning, we were talking about the cruise. And we're actually leaving, and we'll be in Florida for 2 days before the cruise. So he was like, "I think we should pack a bag for the cruise and then a bag for when we're, like not on the cruise." And I'm like, "Are you serious?" Because we're also going to be in Florida for a couple days after the cruise. So I'm like, "Are you serious? Are you freaking serious?" And I was like, you realize that means I'm going to have to pack like double of everything, like double shampoo, double. And he's like, well, you could just pack like a toiletry bag that we pulled out from one bag to another. And it's just like, oh my God, Jeremy, why are you springing this on me now? Why are you doing this to me? He's like, I just don't want to take dirty clothes on the cruise and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, I'll do whatever you want to do, babe. So yeah, that's what we're doing, I guess. I think I need to go out and I'll go to Dollar Tree and get a few. I need to get like another pill case so I can go ahead and pack Jeremy's medicine. And then I don't have to worry about it. I'm kind of nervous about the competition coming up because we're doing a brand new routine that we just learned last week. I'll tell you what, that's tough when you just learn something and then you're going to turn around and perform it on stage. It's hard. So, but we're going to do it. And I was very, very proud because last night, Daisy, one of the girls, decided she was not going to do it. She chickened out. So last night, Daisy was like, if anybody else is going to chicken out, I was like, she's like, do it now. And nobody else did. Which I was really proud because we have two very, very new girls. Bethany, she's the sweetest. Her little girls just joined our Tiny Tots not too long ago. And then we have Hallie, who is 17, and she looks like she's 35. She's a beautiful girl. And her and Bethany have become really good friends. And so Bethany was like wanting to do it. And so Hallie said she'd do it too. Did I mention that Hallie has a little sister that clogs? Anyways, I was very proud that both of them stuck it out. I've been really trying to encourage them because they feel so inadequate. And I'm like, look, you're brand new baby cloggers. And, I did the exact same thing they did. I started competing like 3 months after I started learning to clog. If it's in your blood, it's in your blood. And if you want up there, you want up there. And I wanted up there. So I had started clogging, and they asked me to join the competition team. And even though I had all kinds of reservations about doing it, and I was so very scared. Oh gosh, I was so scared. And I can still remember I put on my Facebook that if something scares you, you should do it. And that's what I did. I can't remember exactly what I put on my Facebook, but it was something to that effect of like, I'm going to do this. Wish me luck, and everyone, it'll come up every year, and I just smile thinking that I took the plunge into this world, and I'm just so thankful that I did. All right, I'm tired of gluing. Let's cut. Let's harvest. It's funny, the other day, my husband and I were looking for something, and I was pulling out stuff out of this basket, and in this basket was a picture frame of my mother-in-law, and it was like a glamour shot, and she hated this picture. And I used to keep it up on my shelf, and I finally took it down out of pity for her because I loved it, but she kept, every time she saw it, she's like, I hate that picture. And I was like, I'm not honoring her by keeping this up. So I took it down, but I had taken the glass out of it to use in here for my watercolors and stuff. And so I had forgotten about it. So when I found it, I'm like, why is this picture frame in here? And Jeremy's like, maybe you should ask Ken, and maybe he messed it up. And then I got to thinking about it, and I was like, oh, no. I was like, I took it down, and I harvested the glass. And so Jeremy was like, he didn't say anything, and then he finally went, what does harvest the glass mean? And I was like, oh, baby. I was like, that's a glue book thing. I was like, it means I took it and used it for a different purpose. I like these little things on the back, so I am going to cut them out. And I'm going to move you out of the way because I kind of just want to get some images. So to cruise, we're going to have to get a test before we get on the cruise. We're also supposed to wear a mask. I'm cool with that. I mean, yeah, it's not ideal, but it is what it is, and I'll do my part. And I encourage you all to do your part. And please don't listen to all this stuff about the vaccines don't work and all that. Please, I beg you, please don't believe that, please. I just don't know what's wrong with this nation. I really don't. I swear people have just lost their ever-loving mind. But I can tell you that somebody very near and dear to me lost their father to COVID. And I would love to bring him back. He was such a good man. And I know that she just suffers greatly from his loss. And I hate that for her. I do. I hate it. Just breaks my heart. And I just, do your part. Just do whatever you can to fight this virus. And this will be the last thing I say about it. Do whatever you can to fight this virus, because more than likely this virus was man-made. I just feel this in my heart of hearts, that this virus was man-made and it accidentally got out, and it's a panic. And people who are all just nonchalant. I just caution you to be careful, because I really think that this was a biological weapon that got loose. And if not, still, we're dealing with a virus that's never been in the human body. So everything you've ever known, throw it out the window. It's not the flu. This is totally new. And we don't know anything about it. So people can say, well, it doesn't do this and it doesn't. No, nobody knows anything. And the thing that scares me is how much is coming out about the after effects, especially on young kids, heart problems and things like that. All right, let's not talk about that anymore, because I've already got in trouble from my husband for fighting on the internet about it. I can't help it, and he was just like, please don't fight on the internet. And I'm like, I feel strongly about this. You can't tell me not to do this when I feel so strongly. That's a good image. We'll set that aside. I was like, that's unfair to me. So he did say, well, don't engage my mother. I was like, okay. Now I took down the post on his mom's. I have got like a callus right here. It's driving me crazy. So let me tell you about Ember's adventure yesterday. So yesterday, I was working, and then I came back in the back. I worked for a little bit. I let the cats out. Let me tell you that. So usually I sit at the computer while the cats are outside. So when they come up to the door, they can see me. I can let them in. But yesterday I actually worked for a little bit, and then I came in the back of the house and started getting stuff together for vacation and for my dance. Gathering my outfits for dance and picking out some stuff, like getting my swimsuits together, that kind of stuff. So I was back here in the back probably for an hour or so. And I thought, well, I better go check on the cats. So I went. And of course, Willow, being cute little Willow, came immediately to me. No Ember. Called her, no Ember. I'm like, dang it. I know what that means. That means she's outside the fence. Sure enough, so I'm in my nightgown. And so I go down. I don't know if I like that or not. I kind of like this side better. It's got a better pattern on it. I think I'll just set that aside. We'll decide. So I go out in my nightgown. I'm looking under the deck and I'm calling her. And then I look up and she's outside the fence. She's at the gate looking in. So I walk over to the gate. I open the gate and she runs. I have never in my life ever had a cat that runs from me. And Amber runs from me all the time. I mean, she acts like I just beat the snot out of her every time I get a hold of her. And I don't. I've never hit her. I don't know what the deal is. The only thing, and I've told Jeremy and Ken this in the past, is I really think the lady that she lived with before me must have just beat the holy crap out of her, because she wants to be like loving toward me, but then like she'll come and she'll love on me and then she'll freak out. But anyways, so I opened up the fence and then I walked out and I tried to coax her towards the back and she just kept running. I like that, but I kind of like that too, so I think I'm going to go with that. And so I was like, fine. So I finally went in the backyard and I waited, and then she came running. She ran up on the deck, so I went up to the deck, so she immediately ran off the deck. And so I had to go in the house, leave the door open, walk in the living room, and wait for her to run in the house. I tell you, it's just an ordeal with her sometimes. I just don't get it. Have you guys ever had a cat that ran from you? It just drives me crazy. I like that. Alright, maybe we should glue a little. I'm getting a lot of images over here. Oh. So, yeah. But she did finally get in the house. And I let them out this morning. Like I said, they're outside right now. And I thought, as soon as they ran outside, I thought, I did not walk the backyard to see where Amber got out. So I'm sure that I am going to go through that whole ordeal once more today when I get off from here. Just because I just know. I just know. There's my chicken head. I accidentally left this glue out yesterday because I got so mad. When I realized that had stopped recording, I was so frustrated. So I was already having a frustrating day. My work son is on vacation, so that leaves a lot of stuff to me to deal with, which is fine. Did I snip that? I guess I did. That'll work. It actually hasn't been too bad since he's been gone. And he'll be back. Monday? Next Monday? I'll have to look. He may actually be back this week. I didn't think he was coming back this week. I just know that he pretty much comes back in town and then I'll leave town, so I'm thinking that's probably next week. Covering every inch of my paper with paper. Paper on paper. Here we go. So let's go back to Outer Banks. Is anybody watching Outer Banks? We watched the first season and it was pretty good. It's really like an action adventure. It's like a teenage story. And you really have to suspend your disbelief to watch it. But the scenery is beautiful. It's filmed down in Charleston, South Carolina, rather than in the Outer Banks. It's filmed in Charleston, and which we love the Charleston area. It's such a beautiful area. All those beaches down there are beautiful. The beach that we love is actually south of the Outer Banks and north of Charleston. So it's like right between there. So it's just really, the beaches and stuff that they show is really indicative of the places that we love. So for us, we just swoon over the dunes and all that. But this season, I mean, there was just like a couple of scenes. I think we're like three episodes in. There's just some scenes that Jeremy and I just look at each other like, oh, just whatever. There's no way that would be possible. But like I said, you have to suspend your disbelief to enjoy it for the most part. But I mean, it is just a really good, just action, just craziness kind of thing, because it's all about finding pirates' gold. So if you just look at it as a pirate story, if you think about it as just like a campfire story, like the Iliad, just craziness and all that, that's what it reminds me of. Just that's what you have to think of it. It's just as an epic story. But it's really cool, and like what I really enjoy about this season is that a lot of it takes place in Nassau. I want to know if they filmed in Nassau. I bet they did. But that's pretty cool because, that's where we're going. We're going to Nassau. We're going to Half Moon Cay. We're going to Nassau. And then we're going to Bimini, which is a brand new port. So we thought about not even getting off at Nassau, but I think we will. I think Jeremy at least wants to walk over to the main district and check out the liquor prices because you can get liquor really cheap over there. Apparently jewelry, a lot of people go and buy jewelry and liquor over there, so. And I got a charm while I was over there. You can get a free charm bracelet, and I got one, and I put it in my little cruise book. I made a cruise junk journal out of the Charleston Visitor's Guide. Let me go get it. All right, I found it. Here we go. So, like I said, this is a Charleston Visitor's Guide. Let me get some coffee. It says in-room copy, please do not remove. But they did give it to me because they were switching out to their new guides, and so I was like, oh, this is so cool. And they were like, you can have it. And I'm like, okay. So this is it. It's pretty chunky. And I just threw a bunch of stuff in there. It's all warped. I don't care. These are Mardi Gras beads from the Mardi Gras party. And then this is a lanyard that I made. Let's stick it in here. So, and then these are the days of our cruise. So, here we go. So, this, as we stayed at a hotel that Hubs is my last name. So, there you go. We stayed at a hotel that you could leave your car and then they take you over in Charleston. So, this was our itinerary. These are our cards. Journey was our steward, and he was great. He was a great guy. I loved him. Here's some pictures of us. of our welcome aboard and all the different little things. We were waiting for this store to open up and we were standing in the wrong place. So that was hilarious. Went to the comedy show. I put all of our fun times in here. Choose fun. I don't think I actually put anything in there. Nah. Just different things. These are the different. I made this. I showed that to you guys before. This is the lanyard thing. I just stuck it in there. Just made a little pocket. And so now we're on to Tuesday. And we went to the Serenity deck. And then I went back and took a nap. I just made it all distressed. We played trivia. No, Germ played. That's sports trivia. Here's me by the whale tail. Here's me and Germ. Back when I had my pink hair and I was growing it out. That was our elegant night. We got a VIP card. And then here's our tender for the Princess Key. There's Germ. This talks about all about the excursion. This is Wednesday. And then Germ won this little bracelet. It says Hard Rock on it. And then we played trivia. What trivia is this? 50s and 60s. Name that tune. Or is this? I can't remember. I guess, yeah. I guess it is. Yeah, because it's like the twist and all that. Anyways. Just talking about meeting up with Kenan for dinner. And then we went to the comedy show. That's our little fun times. And then we went to Nassau. So this is all about Nassau and our pirates. We went to the Pirates Museum. And here's a little bag from the Pirates Museum. Wait, that was so good. If you ever go to Nassau, go to the Pirates Museum. It is so super good. This is one of the photos I took there. And then Jeremy got some Oakley sunglasses, so I stuck those on there. And this is that charm bracelet I was talking about that I got for free. My little boy. We went to eat at Sharky's. And we wanted to go to the fish fry to eat, but we couldn't find it, so we ate at Sharky's. And we got our conch salads there, and it was so good. And Kenan got a barbecue bacon burger, and he said it was the best he had ever had. He still talks about that burger. He goes, remember when we went to the Bahamas and I got that burger? Yes, dear, I do remember that. So this is just another little shop. This is more about, Nassau stuff. These were some receipts I put in there, but they have since faded. These are some Bohemian pennies that we got for change. The lady in front of us threw a fit when she got back Bohemian change. So when we paid, I asked them, I was like, can you please give me some of your money? And the guy just smiled real big. I said, I want it for a souvenir. And so he gave me these. I was like, thank you. There's Germ on the ship. He's going like this. This is a game, if y'all don't know, but me and Germ, when we were younger, you would try to trick your friends into looking at that. And if they saw it, then you got to punch them in the arm. So that's what he's doing to me. Another little bag from our souvenirs and a map. And, oh yeah, this is like confetti from the show. It was the America show. We went to the karaoke bar for a little bit and the mega dance party. We had a lot of fun. But yeah, the flag and these are all from the America show, and I stuck that in there. I was looking at the shirt. Oh, that was the backdrop. That's right. And I had, it was like Journey and Kiss and all that stuff. Yeah, that was the backdrop. I remember now. Then we went to the green eggs and ham breakfast, which is hilarious because Kenan got green eggs and could not eat them because he's like, Mom, that's just freaking me out. I can't eat it. And I'm like, well, you don't have to eat it if you don't want to. So then we went to the Big Bang Theory trivia, which we did terrible on. And this was our last day, and we had a beautiful sunset. It was absolutely beautiful. And Kenan and I went up and took tons of photos and had a lovely time. Then this is the Mardi Gras party. Everybody's standing in the atrium, and we're all singing, "Don't Stop Believing." And that's where I got these in the streamers. And this is our little our stateroom. This is Journey saying thanks. And we also went to the piano bar that night. And then this is when we came back to port. It's on Saturday, and we were heading back home. This is everything that we owed. And then we stopped at Crystal's on the way home, so I'll stick those in there. And then this is just some extra stuff that I stuck in there. So this is from, they have an art show on the ship usually, and this is from that. So I think that's it. I think that was the last page. Yeah. So that is my cruise book. I don't know what I'm going to do this year. I guess we'll just wait and see because I didn't know what I was going to do for this. And when I saw this book and I flipped through it because the pages were really nice and had some really good, I really didn't put a lot of extra photos in this. A lot of this was just already in the book. So it was really nice to use, but I don't know what I'm going to do. We shall see, I guess, right? We shall see. So I need to put that back. So yeah, I didn't even put my chicken head on. Great, Tracy. Great. This is why you can't have nice things, you know. So thank you for looking at my little cruise book. I did, that was one of my first glue books. So I look at it sometimes and I think, oh, I would do so many things so differently. And some of the pages get stuck together. But the thing is, it is what it is. And I had a great time making it. I had a great time experiencing all the things that I experienced. It was a fun little junk journal glue book thing to put together. I loved it so much. So yeah, I don't regret it at all. But this time it's just going to be me and the hubby. No Kenan. Kenan will be here taking care of our babies. And I'm so super happy about that. So super happy because I think about the cruise, and what I think about is that Rocky Top did not get taken good care of. And that breaks my heart. When I came home, she had no water and she didn't have not one thing of food, and I was livid, guys. You guys don't even know. I mean, I love my mother-in-law, and she was probably just following Jeremy's instructions and all, but it really pissed me off. It just pissed me off to no end to walk in and find out no food and water for my baby, considering especially how well I take care of her dog, and I'm not a dog person. I'm a cat person. And it's like, and I get it if you're not a cat person and all, but if I'm going to leave my cats in your care, I expect you to take good care of them. But it's like I had left food, like cans of food out, and it should have been no cans left. No cans left. And when I came back, there was 4 cans. I mean, she had been fed one time. One time for the whole week we were gone. And so we went somewhere else, and Jeremy was like, I'll just get my mom to watch Rocky. And I was like, no, you won't either. And he looked at me kind of weird, and I was like, she's not watching Rocky ever again. I'm sorry, but she's not. And she never did. And she won't watch these cats either. Because I'm sorry, it just, I was already having, anxiety from leaving my cat anyway. I'm going to have a lot of anxiety leaving these cats because I've not been away from them ever. Like, I pretty much spend 24/7 with them. Now that I work from home, I don't leave the house during the day. So, me and the cats are here all the time. You can check my Life 360 and it'll be like, Tracy has been at the house since 8 p.m. 3 days ago. I just don't ever leave my house. I don't need to unless, I go to the store or something. A lot of times Jeremy will go to the store, so I don't even need to leave then. So, I do need to go to the store today, though. So, I need to be wrapping this up so I can do that. Oh, I was like, what in the world is that? That is a light bulb measurement. I'm all like 48 inches and 1 inch diameter. What the heck? Light bulb. I had to get bulbs for the kitchen. Oh my gosh, yes. And now I'm going to end up probably having to replace that light fixture because Jeremy was up there trying to get the way that it's like a boxed fluorescent light. And it was 4 sides on it. He could not get the screen off or whatever. Well, he broke that trying to get it off. So now we got to replace that. And then he finally figured out, oh, this little panel slides off, which I kept telling him, one of those panels slides off. One of those panels slides off. Hey, Jeremy, one of those panels slides off. Don't you hate it when they don't listen to you? Just sure as anything, he reached up there and it went pow and popped that. Then he was like, can we put it back up? I'm like, no, Jeremy, you broke a whole side off of it. So I've been meaning to go to Lowe's to see if I can find a new cover for it, which I'm pretty sure I can because it's a standard size. It's like 48 inches. So I should be able to find like a standard cover for it. I just haven't been, and I probably won't go until after competition because I have to go to the store and get food for the boy and all that. I was like, no parties. And he was like, a small party. And I'm like, no parties. None. I was like, you can have one friend over. He's like, a few friends. And I'm like, no. What is wrong with you? I was like, how come you keep saying the opposite of what I'm saying? I was like, you can have Tristan over. Oh, this is funny too, guys. So, yesterday, Kenan came over, and he's got this old key that we got him like in middle school, and it's made like a skeleton on the top, and it's never worked well. Even when we got it, it didn't work well, and I was quite upset about it. But we got it to work enough, and we taught Kenan like how to finagle it to make it to work and all that. Well, yesterday he came over and he went to open the door, and his key didn't work. And apparently he sat down there and messed with it. I didn't hear him because I was talking to Jeremy on the phone. So Kenan calls me right when I'm hanging up with Jeremy. So I try to switch. Dang it, I cut that too short. Ugh. Hate that. So I'm talking to Jeremy on the phone. Kenan calls. I try to switch over, but it acts like it picks up, but it keeps ringing. So there's nothing I can do. So I'm trying to like disconnect the call so that I can call him back. And about this time, I hear this awful bam, 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 bam on the front door. Just like it was a cop pound. So I'm thinking the cops are there, I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my gosh, the cops are here. They've got the wrong address, I'm getting swatted. Because it really did. It sounded like a SWAT pound. And I look out the window. It's Kenan. So I'm like, okay. So I go down to let him in. And he is wild-eyed. Just wild-eyed. And he's like, did you change the locks? I'm like, no, honey, I did not change the locks. He's like, I couldn't get in. I was like, honey, it was probably just your key. It was just your key. He's like, yeah, babe, I changed the locks on you. That's what Mama does. We just change the locks on our babies. So I need to go. I told him, I was like, look, I'll get you a new key because I have to get me a new key anyways. I have one. Mine is Tinkerbell. And I noticed the other day that it was... How did I do that piece of paper? I just had it. There it is. I noticed the other day that it's bent. And not only bent, but it's actually cracked where it's bent. So I'm like, oh, that's not good. One of these days it's going to break off in the door. So I was like, I better replace that. So I have been meaning to do that. And so that just kind of gets my butt in gear to get it done because I have to give Kenan a key that actually works. I'd hate for him to be out and then not be able to get back in the house. But, excuse me. So I'm kind of glad that it happened yesterday. Because I didn't even think about it. Because he's been using that key for so long. We actually, after I had given him that skeleton key for Christmas, and I had put it in his stocking. And when we found out that it didn't work very well, I had told him after Christmas that I would get him a new key. And I did. We got him a new key that worked. And it was, I can't even remember what it had on it, but it was more of a standard key, but it still had like a design on it. And he lost it. So he lost his good key and he went back to his old key. And I just never replaced it after that because, you know, he rarely used it because we were usually home when he was coming home. But now he uses it more. Now that he's driving, he'll come over when we're not here and things like that. So he needs his own key. He keeps his, even though he doesn't live here, he keeps his musical stuff over here. And some of his clothes. So, plus this will always be his home. I don't want him to have a key to his house. I don't want him to think that we've locked him out of his own house. It's like, yeah, Kenan, I'm going to get the locks changed, and I'm not even going to mention it to you at all. Because that's the kind of mom I am. Alright, I think this is going to be the last one. I'm going to have to get off of here. I thank you for coming and joining me on my little corner of the internet. I will hopefully see you tomorrow, but I did not want another day to go by without saying hey. I was really hated that that didn't work out yesterday. I was just gutted. Absolutely gutted. And then I kept saying, well, I'll come back this afternoon. And then I just never got back to it because I got busy. So this morning I was like, first thing I am going to do is I'm going to make this video and have it up. So, ta-da! Here we are in our little glue book. I know some of this you didn't get to see me glue in because I thought I was recording when I wasn't. But I didn't really do a lot of gluing yesterday. Mainly I just harvested that Outer Banks. God. I think it's turning out pretty good, guys. What do you think? It's coming together. I just kind of threw in a bunch of stuff randomly. Oh, my phone's ringing. I gotta get out of here. Bye!